Good afternoon, everyone. We're just waiting on counselors to join. We'll get started shortly. Madam Clerk, can you please help me do a counselor count?
We have 10 on currently.
10 on currently? Okay. I don't want to keep folks waiting, so we can go ahead and get started and let other folks trickle in as they may. All right. Thank you, everyone, counselors and guests, for joining. This is a special meeting of Springfield City Council. The time now is 12:03, and the date is March 25th, 2022. Madam Clerk, would you please be so kind to do a roll call?
Counselor Perez.
Present.
Present. Counselor Letterman.
Present.
Present. Counselor Curran.
Present.
Present. Counselor Walsh.
Present.
Present. Counselor Brown. Absent. Counselor Davila. Absent. Counselor Hurst.
Present.
Present. Counselor Edwards.
Present.
Present. Counselor Allen.
Present.
Present. Counselor Govan.
Present.
Present. Counselor Fenton.
Present.
Present. Counselor Whitfield.
Present.
Present. Counselor Williams.
Present. Thank you, Madam Clerk. Counselors, of course, we are starting with the first item that we left off on Monday. So with that, Madam Clerk, if you could just call the first item and we'll dive right in.
The first item is item number 1, free cash to 1331 Elm Street project in the amount of $6.5 million.
All right. Is there anyone present to speak to this item?
Mr. President, Tim Sheehan, Chief Development Officer, City of Springfield, 26 Eckington Street, Springfield, Mass. Mr. President, I don't know how you want to begin with this. We've given the presentation I think everybody knows the relevant facts. The development team and I stand prepared to answer any questions that you might have with regards to the project. And I think that that's probably the best way to begin.
All right, thank you. So counselors, with that, I'll start with you all. Counselor Whitfield, followed by Counselor Hurst.
Thank you, Mr. President. We have discussed this matter at length. There was a really long finance subcommittee meeting yesterday, and I thank counselors that were able to attend. I just want to reiterate a couple of things that came to light and that are disturbing to me. While I think this is a great project, I think that those unions that are working are really great workers and deserve to be at work. However, I think some of the things that took place that was told to the council that was not the truth about the $6.5 million requiring a match was misleading. I also think that I called and got an email from Mass Housing that proves that it was misleading. It's not a required match from the city of Springfield, contrary to what some may say. I got that in writing. I spoke to Mass Housing myself, and the match can come from any type of investor. It does not have to come, or lender. It does not have to come from the city of Springfield. So to say that the 6.5 million from Mass Housing in the state is a requirement that the match of 6.5 million comes from the city of Springfield is very misleading and deceptive. I also am concerned about the fact that I asked for $5 million of the same free cash to give property tax residents a break. Give the city of Springfield residents a break on their property tax, and it wasn't even negotiated by the administration yet. The administration put $6.5 million on an agenda item without giving us notice, without having any discussion, while they knew way in advance that material costs have been going up. As we heard yesterday, material costs have been going up for some time now, yet the discussion didn't happen to us until the item was put on the agenda. I think that the administration needs to do better. I don't think that this is any fault of the developers. I don't think that this is any fault of the contractor that's involved. I think the city of Springfield administration needs to do better. They need to do better informing the public of the truth. They need to do better getting the information out to the counselors ahead of time instead of putting things on the agenda and making it urgent. The last point I want to make is it's unfortunate that the developers will pull out of this project that they already have funding from great funding sources, as it was said yesterday as well, from great funding sources of about $57.9 million, and over $6.5 million, they're ready to walk away and want to put that blame on the city council if this item isn't approved. That is also misleading and deceptive, and I really don't appreciate being placed in that type of situation, or having unions calling me day after day after day about this item and all the facts not being truthful. And I just wanted to express my disappointment in that fact. And so with that, I think I have said these things, I have written them, I have sent press releases, and with that, I will close my comment. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Counselor Whitfield, and thank you as well for hosting that meeting yesterday. Counselor Hurst.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. President. I too want to echo the sentiments of my colleagues and my colleague, and also just thank her for her due diligence. I too felt misled in terms of where that 6.5 million had to come from, and so it was helpful that she was able to do or take those extra steps to get that information. I really want to support this project. I really do. I'm just having a extremely hard time, like I said yesterday, selling it to my constituents. If you couple that with the fact that, we just found out about this $6.5 million transfer 2 weeks ago, it's extremely difficult for me to have the time to one, really think it through like we should when we're talking about 6.5 million, but two, to go back and explain it to my constituents and actually try to justify it. So like Councilor Whitfield said, that's not how government should work. We should have had this well in advance, and we should have been able to really, address this issue as a body with some time. On top of that, Mr. President, people are struggling. Gas prices are going up. People are having a tough time getting to and from work. People are having to choose over utilities or putting food on the table. ARPA funds haven't landed in communities that need them the most. These are the same communities that are going to be impacted with this 6.5 million. And folks are, quite frankly, tired of seeing investments in downtown while other communities are suffering. We just spent $2 million purchasing a building that I'd imagine is going to be given to other developers for next to nothing. And now you're asking us to put in 6.5 million additional dollars for this project to probably one of the richest developers in Western Mass. It's hard for me to explain that to my constituents. To my unions, I also support you. I understand your frustration, but you should understand mine too. Whether our unions continue to work on this project, contrary to popular belief, it's not on us. It's on the developer. I promise you these developers have $6.5 million to make this deal work. At the very least, know how to find it. We inked our commitment to you over 2 years ago, and we stand by our word. We said we would put in $4 million to make the deal work, and we did. They said they would employ union labor, and now they want to renege on their promise and try to convince you that it's our fault. It's not right, Mr. President. And based on the conversations I've had with many of our unions, they know too that it's not right. And while many of my colleagues, will probably use the support for unions as a justification for the support for this project, I just don't think that holds water, Mr. President. This 6.5 million that we're getting ready to spend, that folks want to give to this developer could have gone to our paraprofessionals and that union who continue to fight for a living wage. Or how about merit pay for our custodians, teachers, IT folks who are on the front line, while non-collective bargaining employees at City Hall got paid like a fat rat. We can't even take care of them, but we could use this money to do so, and what about, Mr. President, the union workers who live in Springfield, who are struggling to eat, pay bills, those that live check to check and have to watch their hard-earned money go out the window and can't rely on the city to bail them out? To my colleagues on the council, I would just say to you, you can't have it both ways, Mr. President. You can't be a hawk when it comes to fulfilling the pension obligation that the city has, and at the same time support 6.5 million of taxpayer money going out the window to rich developers when it could have gone to support the same people who have given their life's work to our city. You can't sponsor a housing trust fund, Mr. President, an ordinance that is supposed to help homeowners make critical repairs to their properties, and then turn around and let 6.5 million that could have gone to these same homeowners go to developers who will use this money to get richer. And finally, Mr. President, you can't be critical of the water and sewer rates going up higher than the rates of our property taxes and be outraged with Eversource for owing the city money, and then be willing to let $6.5 million walk out the door without a fight. Just doesn't work that way, Mr. President. So either folks are for the people who are struggling to make ends meet, or they're for big time developers, and it's their choice. So thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Councilor Hurst. Madam Clerk, can you please recognize Councilor Brown?
Councilor Brown?
President.
Present.
Thank you. Councilor Perez, I'll pass it to you.
Yes, I just want to make a statement. I just feel I have so many calls. My concern at this point is the 500 jobs that we're going to be losing at this point. On the other hand, I have received calls What about this building that has been there for 30 years, no tax revenue? Any other point I hear other counselors, and I sympathize with them, but right now it's a big way thinking that 500 jobs are gonna be lost. And that, with the issue of housing right now, 71 units are gonna be yours, which is the housing issue in this city. And I've been saying it and advocating, is very, very limited. And I do feel the weight. So, I just wanted to make this statement. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Councilor Perez. Mr. O'Brien, I see your hand is raised in the queue, but this is a period for counselors, so I will pass to Councilor Brown at this time.
Thank you, Mr. President. Coming from a marketing background, I do understand how this number can be a little bit discouraging. I agree that we should have budgeted a little better. But when we're talking, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. But when we're talking about paras and we're talking about other institutions where money would be beneficial, these are still different types of revenues. Did they make a mistake? Yes. I mean, sometimes people make 15 mistakes and they want forgiveness. We have to understand that when it comes to this particular project, we have no choice because it's a property that is like, to me, it can be better. And when we got elected, we as a body want to make Springfield even better. And if it's gonna cost us more money to make it better, I believe that we should do so. Shame on the actual budgeting and other things, but we have no choice. I'm disappointed, but we have no choice. We have to make it better. And anyone who doesn't want to make it better, shame on them. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Councilor Brown. Councilor Govan, followed by Councilor Walsh.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just want to say that I designated 1 hour for this meeting, and I would like to just voice my opinion. I hear what all the councilors are saying, and I've heard what's been said over the last few weeks. I feel that we need to move forward and take a vote. I've received calls from my constituents as well, and I've received calls regarding the historic capital that is in that building. And I would really like to see that move forward because I love the city of Springfield. I love the history that we have in here, and I just want to continue that. I would also respond to a resolution where we can do what Council Whitfield said and make our residents whole or halfway whole with the property tax, possibly with the trash fee that we have going on. And again, like Councilor Brown and Councilor Perez said, those are other issues that we could tackle after this. I think doing this would give us some leverage, I hope. But again, I do have to leave at 1 o'clock. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilor Govan. Councilor Walsh.
Thank you, Mr. President. There's a lot involved in this, and there are always two sides, and there is always a choice. And, I think it is possible to support the developers. I think the city of Springfield is fortunate to have people who for years have invested in the city of Springfield, but it's also very concerning about in 2022, the needs of so many people that are not being met. But what has really bothered me about this project is the notification. When I read in the paper that people have known since January that there were going to be a problem with this, with the cost overruns and so forth and so on, and more money was going to be needed. And the city council was notified 2 weeks ago. Yeah, it really makes me not want to support this project because I think that is an insult to the city council. It's a slap in the face to us to be able to explain to our constituents why we're doing this. Why is a gun always held to the head of the city council and people come in at the last minute with these projects? And some of them are beneficial and some of them are not, and say, hey, you got to vote for it. And as Councilor Whitfield said, if you don't vote for it, it's your fault. A court square is going down the tubes because the city council didn't act. You know, there's something very, very wrong with the way this has been done. And I haven't made up my mind yet, because I am really offended by the way this has been presented to us. But I support the project and I support the unions, but I am disgruntled at the way this has been handled.
Thank you, Councilor Walsh. Councilor Allen. Councilor Allen, you're muted.
Sorry. I did want to hear from Mr. Crowley, or excuse me, Mr. O'Brien, but other than that, I'd like to call the question.
Is that a motion, Councilor?
Make a motion to call the question.
Second the motion.
There's a proper second on that. We will need a 2/3 vote to actually move the question. Could you please call the roll on moving to question?
On moving to question, Councilor Perez?
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Letterman?
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Curran?
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Walsh?
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Brown?
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Davila absent. Councilor Hurst?
Sure.
Yes, Councilor Edwards?
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Allen?
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Govan?
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Fenton?
Councilor Fenton?
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Whitfield?
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Williams?
Yes. With that, Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll call vote on the order?
On the order, Councilor Perez?
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Letterman?
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Curran?
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Walsh?
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Brown?
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Davila absent. Councilor Hurst?
No.
No, Councilor Edwards?
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Allen?
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Govan?
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Fenton?
Yes.
Yes, Councilor Whitfield?
No.
No, Councilor Williams?
Yes, the order is approved. Thank you, guests that came for this particular order. If I can just mention one thing on process to Councilor Walsh's point, which I think was a great point. This week has been nothing short of hell for me personally. The reason I say that is because I have a 9-to-5, and I know some of you might not have that, but I do. And I'm going to speak personally. I also had to cancel a doctor's appointment today that I've been waiting for 3 months to go to. I think it is absolutely insane for you all to expect, and I'm speaking directly to the administration, to think that we have the luxury of time when we actually do not. I don't work for the city of Springfield as a 9-to-5. It's council responsibilities, as we know, as a part-time position. So I would appreciate more respect as it relates to turning these type of significant projects for the city around. And I think my colleagues would as well. I also have spoken to many folks in the community, as well as the people on this call, who share the same concern. It's not necessarily over the project, but it is the process, because input is needed. So I'm taken aback. This sense of urgency that we all have come too familiar with. It was not a sense of urgency a month ago when this was on the agenda, and Mr. Sheehan, excuse me, and I don't mean this any qualm, but was on vacation. It was not an urgent issue then, but became one in a matter of a week, when you expect us to put our obligations to the side to meet your request. I think that's incredibly absurd. And I think that it shows lack of respect and courtesy, not only for individual councilor individually, but for the institution that we're all representing. So I would expect better, and I can't guarantee that a vote of this nature coming down the pipeline the way it did would have the same reaction from me. So with that being said, Madam Clerk, can you please call the next item?
The next item on the agenda is Eversource Verge Street.
Is there anyone present to speak to this item?
Yeah, Hector Velez, 1956 Parker Street.
Thank you.
This petition is from Eversource Gas to replace gas item pipe for plastic pipe and upgrade the system from low pressure to medium pressure on Laconia Street, Birch, and Stoker Street.
Thank you. If that's all, are there any questions about this petition? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll to approve?
On approving the petition, Counselor Perez, Counselor Perez. Away, Counselor Letterman.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Curran.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Walsh.
yes,
Yes, Counselor Brown. Away, Counselor Davila. Absent, Counselor Hurst.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Edwards.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Allen.
yes,
Yes, Counselor Govan. Yes, Counselor Fenton.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Whitfield.
yes,
Yes, Counselor Williams.
Yes, the petition is approved. Madam Clerk, the next item, please.
The next petition is from Eversource as well for Main Street and Locust Street.
Great. Is there anyone present to speak to this?
Yes, Hector Velez. This petition is from Evergas or Eversource Gas. I don't know the name now. It's to replace it's the same, replace the gas item pipe to plastic pipe on South End neighborhood. This is regarding a big project from water and sewer, and Columbia is going to update to the low pressure to medium pressure in South End neighborhood.
All right, thank you. Are there any questions at this time from the council? Seeing none, Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll to approve?
On approving, Counselor Perez. Away, Counselor Letterman.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Curran.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Walsh.
yes,
Yes, Counselor Brown. Away, Counselor Davila. Absent, Counselor Hurst.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Edwards.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Allen.
yes,
Yes, Counselor Govan.
yes,
Yes, Counselor Fenton.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Whitfield. Away, Counselor Williams.
Yes, the petition is approved. The next item, please.
The next item is item number 4, which is a grant for the Parks MVP Program Action Grant, increasing the funding in the amount of $1.587 million.
All right, if there's anyone present, please state your name and address for the record.
Good afternoon, councilors. Patrick Sullivan, 17 Arvesta Street, Springfield, Mass. We're very proud to present this to you today. You had accepted this grant initially last fall. When the bids came in, they came in higher, and the MVP grant program feels confident with the project presented that they wanted to fund the difference to ensure that the project moved forward. So they provided this additional grant funds to complete the project in full. So we look forward to your support today.
All right, thank you, Pat. Are there any questions at this time from the council? Seeing none at this time, I will entertain a motion to approve the grant.
Motion to approve.
second,
Motion made by Counselor Edwards, properly seconded by Counselor Allen. Madam Clerk, can we please call the roll on approving the grant?
On approving the grant, Counselor Perez. Away, Counselor Letterman.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Curran.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Walsh.
yes,
Yes, Counselor Brown. Away, Counselor Davila, absent, Counselor Hurst.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Edwards.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Allen.
yes,
Yes, Counselor Govan. Away, Counselor Fenton.
I'm here, sorry,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay, yes, Counselor Govan, yes, Counselor Fenton. Counselor
Yes.
Whitfield. Away, Counselor Williams.
Yes, the grant is approved. The next item, please, Madam Clerk.
The next item is a Council on Aging grant, pardon me, in the amount of $286,608.
All right, is there anyone present to speak to this?
Yes, Counselor Helen Carlton Harris, Commissioner, Division of Health and Human Services, 47 Overlook Drive, Springfield, Massachusetts. This is the annual allocation to the Department of Elder Affairs from the Council on Aging, and the most of the funds are used for staff and staff salaries. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. Are there any questions for the Commissioner at this time? Seeing none, I will also entertain a motion to approve.
so moved.
Second,
Motion made by Counselor Allen, seconded by Counselor Govan. Madam Clerk, the roll, please.
And approving the grant, Counselor Perez. Away, Counselor Letterman.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Curran.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Walsh.
yes,
Yes, Counselor Brown. Away, Counselor Davila, absent, Counselor Hurst.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Edwards.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Allen.
Yes,
Yes, Counselor Govan.
yes.
Yes, Counselor Fenton.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Whitfield. Away, Counselor Williams.
Yes, the grant is approved. Thank you, Madam Clerk. With no objection, counselors, I'll ask the clerk to please call items 6 through 7 together as they fall under a threshold, and we can then take the roll.
Item number 6 is the FY22 Safe and Senior Safe Grant, no match required, in the amount of $14,930. Item number 7 is a Hazardous Materials Grant, no match required, in the amount of $3,000.
All right, Madam Clerk, can you please take the roll?
Counselor Perez. Away, Counselor Letterman.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Curran.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Walsh.
yes,
Yes, Counselor Brown. Away, Counselor Davila, absent, Counselor Hurst.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Edwards.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Allen.
yes,
Yes, Counselor Govan.
Yes,
Yes, Counselor Fenton.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Whitfield. Away, Counselor Williams.
Yes, the grants are approved. The next item, please, Madam Clerk.
The next item is a pawnbroker moratorium.
If there's anyone present to speak to this, please state your name and address for the record.
I would like to, Mr. President.
All right, Counselor Fenton.
This is an extension of the pawnbroker moratorium. It is scheduled to expire in June, and would like to take first step on this. If counselors have any questions on it, given the time of day and the nature of this meeting, we can always do it at a future meeting. So I'd like to see if we could take first step on it tonight, but if counselors would like to ask some questions or discuss it further, I'd encourage them just to raise their hand, and then I'd be happy to send it to committee. I don't think today's really the time to have an extensive discussion on it.
I'm sorry, just as a point of clarification, this is listed as an order, but first step implies an ordinance. Can I receive some clarification on what this should be?
Should be an ordinance, Mr. President. It's an amendment to the ordinance.
All right. Okay, so with that, I will ask if there's any questions. Counselor Hurst.
No, I do have some questions regarding this, Councilor Fenton. So I would love for it to be sent to committee. I know we've had this
Second.
for a while.
Second.
All right, there's a motion on the floor to send this ordinance to committee made by Councilor Hurst, seconded by Councilor Fenton. Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll to send this to committee?
On sending to committee, Counselor Perez, away. Counselor Letterman,
Yes.
yes. Counselor Curran,
Yes.
yes. Counselor Walsh,
yes,
yes. Counselor Brown, away. Counselor Davila, absent. Counselor Hurst,
Yes.
yes. Counselor Edwards,
Yes.
yes. Counselor Allen,
yes,
yes. Counselor Govan,
yes,
yes. Counselor Fenton,
Yes.
yes. Counselor Whitfield, away. Counselor Williams,
Yes, this item has been sent to the General Government Subcommittee. Madam Clerk, the next item, please.
the next item is the collective bargaining agreement ratification for Local 424 of UPSI.
All right, is there anyone present to speak to this? Please give your name and address for the record.
Good afternoon, Councilors. Bill Mahoney, Director of Human Resources and Labor Relations, 144 Parker Lane in Ludlow. I'm pleased to report that we've reached two contracts with the United Public Service Employees Union Local 424. The first is for 1 year, covering the period of July 1st, 2020 to June 30th of 2021. And the second contract is for 3 years, covering the period of July 1, 2021 to June 30th of 2024. The salary increases are 2% for each year, so 2, 2, 2, and 2. This group represents approximately 175 city employees, including all of our dispatchers, our 311 customer service representatives, our housing code inspectors, our clerical employees across all of our departments. Again, there's about 175 of them in the group. Our negotiations began on June 8th, 2021. We had 5 bargaining sessions. We covered a lot of ground with this group. We addressed the agency fee language in the that was in the contract that had to be addressed because of the U.S. Supreme Court decision in Janus case. We've added Juneteenth as a holiday to this bargaining unit. We've addressed the military leave ordinance that was passed by the city a while back. We've changed the maternity leave to parental leave to be consistent with the Massachusetts state law. And we've added GPS to the vehicles that are used by these employees.
All right, thank you, Mr. Mahoney. Are there any questions at this time relative to the contract? Right, seeing none, I will entertain a motion then to approve the order.
so moved,
second,
Motion made by Councilor Walsh, properly seconded by Councilor Allen. Madam Clerk, the roll, please.
On accepting the order, Counselor Perez, away. Counselor Letterman,
Yes.
yes. Counselor Curran,
Yes.
yes. Counselor Walsh,
yes,
yes. Counselor Brown, away. Counselor Davila, absent. Counselor Edwards, Counselor Edwards,
Yes.
yes. Counselor Allen,
yes,
yes. Counselor Govan,
yes,
yes. Counselor Fenton,
Yes.
yes. Counselor Whitfield, away. Counselor Williams,
Yes, the order is approved. And let me just ask, there's no money exchanging here, right? This is just a ratification. Just want to make sure suspension of Rule 19 is not needed.
Sure. Thank you, President. Did you say, Lindsay? I didn't hear you.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Yeah, so we did discuss this in the Finance Subcommittee meeting, and at this time, we don't have any orders before the City Council to move money in any of the affected departments. We're going to continue to monitor it. For the most part, most of the departments can cover any increases with their current salary savings. But if we do project any deficits, we will come back to City Council for a transfer into those budgets that it affects.
All right, appreciate it, Lindsay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Bill. The next item, please, Madam Clerk.
the next item is a budget transfer across departments in the amount of $36,000.
All right, if there's anyone present.
Mr. President, Lindsay Hackett, Deputy CAFO, 80 Tamarack Drive in Springfield. This order is requesting a transfer of $36,000 from our reserve for contingencies line over to the elections department. And this transfer is going to cover costs associated with mail-in voting that happened in the November election. And I do believe there is some funding necessary to complete the mailing for the census.
Right, thank you. Are there any questions from councilors for the budget transfer? Right, seeing none, I will entertain a motion then to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Councilor Allen, properly seconded by Councilor Letterman. Madam Clerk, the roll, please.
Counselor Perez, away. Counselor Letterman.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Curran.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Walsh.
yes,
Yes, Counselor Brown, away. Counselor Davila, absent. Counselor Hurst.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Edwards.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Allen.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Govan.
yes,
Yes, Counselor Fenton.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Whitfield, away. Counselor Williams.
Yes, the budget transfer is approved. Can I please entertain a motion to suspend Rule 19?
So moved. Second.
second,
Motion made by Councilor Letterman, seconded by Councilor Edwards. Madam Clerk, the roll on suspension of Rule 19, please.
On suspension of Rule 19, Counselor Perez, away. Counselor Letterman.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Curran.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Walsh.
yes,
Yes, Counselor Brown, away. Counselor Davila, absent. Counselor Hurst.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Edwards.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Allen.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Govan.
yes,
Yes, Counselor Fenton.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Whitfield, away. Counselor Williams.
Yes, thank you, councilors. Madam Clerk, item number 11.
Item number 11 is for bills of prior year from various departments in the amount of $2,906.48.
Lindsay.
Thank you, Mr. President. Lindsay Hackett, Deputy CAFO. This order is to cover 5 invoices for services rendered in a previous fiscal year totaling $2,906.48. And we're asking the council permission to cover those invoices with FY22 funds.
All right. Are there any questions at this time? Seeing none, I will entertain a motion to approve.
Motion to approve.
second,
Motion made by Councilor Fenton, seconded by Councilor Govan. The roll, please, Madam Clerk.
Counselor Perez, away. Counselor Letterman.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Curran.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Walsh.
yes,
Yes, Counselor Brown, away. Counselor Davila, absent. Counselor Hurst.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Edwards.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Allen.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Govan.
yes,
Yes, Counselor Fenton.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Whitfield, away. Counselor Williams.
Yes, the order is, I'm sorry, the order is approved. It is in order. With that, I will ask for a motion to suspend Rule 19.
So moved.
Moved. Second.
Motion made by Councilor Letterman, seconded by Councilor Allen. The roll call, please.
Counselor Perez, away. Counselor Letterman.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Curran.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Walsh.
yes,
Yes, Counselor Brown, away. Counselor Davila, absent. Counselor Hurst.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Edwards.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Allen.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Govan.
yes,
Yes, Counselor Fenton.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Whitfield, away. Counselor Williams.
Yes, thank you, councilors. The last item, please.
The last item is the Springfield Housing Trust Fund Ordinance.
All right, councilors, this is on for second and third step. Councilor Letterman, I don't want to speak to this prior to, yeah.
Thank you so much, Mr. President. I'm thankful that we look like we have just enough time to perhaps get this done this afternoon. And this is an ordinance that's been some time in the making. We had an excellent committee meeting on the ordinance, and I think we all agree that there is a real need in the community for this type of a vehicle to deliver support for housing in the city of Springfield for generations to come. I did hear following our committee meeting from one counselor who had a technical amendment, as well as one amendment that I am certainly open to. And so I will yield to them at this time to make that. And then hopefully, if there's not any additional questions, we can move to passage.
Thank you, Counselor Letterman. Counselor Govan, I'll pass it to you.
Yes, thank you so much, Mr. President, and for Councilor Letterman for bringing this to the forefront. It is something that we truly need in the city of Springfield. And I would like to propose an amendment to subsection 16-80, section C. I'd like to propose change to the wording of the ordinance to 10 members. It was originally supposed to be 9, but for some reason it says 7. I think that might have been a typo. So from 9 members to 10 members. And I propose we add 1 member to the number 5 representatives for a total of 3. And it says 1 of which shall be from a social, local grassroots organization who deals with housing.
Second that motion.
Okay, there is a second on the amendment. Madam Clerk, let me ask, did you get that for the record?
No, I was going to ask if Counselor Govan could email that to me.
I will do that. Thank you.
All right. All right, thank you. So there's a second on the amendment. We can take a roll call vote on the amendment at this time.
On the amendment, Counselor Perez, away, Counselor Letterman.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Curran.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Walsh.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Brown, away, Counselor Davila absent, Counselor Hurst. Away, Counselor Edwards.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Allen.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Govan.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Fenton.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Whitfield, away, Counselor Williams.
Yes, the amendment is approved. Are there any further questions? Counselor Letterman?
Thank you, Mr. President. Before we move to final passage, I just wanted to thank both the original co-sponsors of the ordinance, which include yourself, Mr. President, Counselor Edwards, and Counselor Brown, as well as the individuals who have joined as sponsors since it was introduced, including Counselor Govan, Counselor Whitfield, and Counselor Davila. And I also just wanted to briefly lift up 2 individuals who I had conversations about this with a long time ago. One being Michael Gideon, who was a resident and activist who himself experienced housing challenges. He cared a lot about people, and his own experience showed him the need for this type of entity. He never really asked for help with his own issues, but he was the first to be an individual calling us to advocate for others in need. And he passed away earlier this year. I know he would have been watching it if he was able to today. And I've had a chance since to meet his family, who I know are watching. And the last person I'd like to just lift up is Sophia Jeffrey, who's somebody who we all know and who was near and dear to us, the founding president of Springfield Neighborhood Housing Services. And she understood that housing was foundational to the success of families and neighborhoods. She was actually recognized for her work on housing by former President George H.W. Bush as a Point of Light Award winner. And I hope that we can move forward today with inspiration from her legacy as well. Finally, I would just say thank you so much also to the administration who embraced this idea, the Springfield Redevelopment Authority who has offered to administer the fund, and to everybody who's been a piece of putting this together. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Councilor Letterman, for certainly highlighting those individuals. Are there any other questions or discussion on the ordinance? Right, seeing none, I will then entertain a motion to approve second and third steps.
Motion to approve second and third step.
Second.
Motion made by Councilor Edwards, seconded by Councilor Govan. Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Counselor Perez, away, Counselor Letterman.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Curran.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Walsh.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Brown, away, Counselor Davila absent, Counselor Hurst, away, Counselor Edwards.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Allen.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Govan.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Fenton.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Whitfield, away, Counselor Williams.
Yes, the ordinance is passed with the amended language. Congratulations all.
Thank you.
And with that, the final thing that we will need to do per this item is invoke Rule 22C. So with that, can I please entertain a motion to invoke that?
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Motion made by Councilor Fenton, properly seconded by Councilor Edwards. Madam Clerk, the roll, please.
And invoking 22C, Counselor Perez, away, Counselor Letterman.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Curran.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Walsh.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Brown, away. Counselor Davila, absent. Counselor Hurst, away. Counselor Edwards.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Allen.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Govan.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Fenton.
Yes.
Yes, Counselor Whitfield, away. Counselor Williams.
Yes. Madam Clerk, is there any further business before the council this afternoon?
No, there is not.
All right. Thank you all for joining, and we'll see you Monday.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
President.
you. Thanks for getting it done. Thank you.